of the revolutionary leader Bob Avakian. I've already mentioned him, but I want to introduce him too. He is the architect of the new communism. It's a whole new framework for human emancipation. He's the most radical leader and thinker alive on the planet today, and for that reason, he is loved and respected by many who want a different way to live beyond this system, and he is hated and slandered and lied about by many who love this system, including, and in some ways especially, those who want to claim to be radical, but who are also loyal to this system. They like to lie about him and snark about him. So I challenge you to find out about his work for yourself, to have the intellectual integrity to do so, about this system, about the revolution that's possible. But today, I want to talk about his insights dealing with the fascism that we face, because Bob Avakian has stood ahead of the curve for decades in analyzing and warning of the fascism that has been rising and that is now in power, and in how we can defeat this. So I want to say that Bob Avakian has emphasized that there is no such thing as one united American people that we keep hearing about. Well, the American people wanted Trump, so we just have to choke on what he's doing. Bullshit. Bob Avakian makes the point, there is no such thing. This country is split right down the middle. In a very real sense, there are two countries within this country. On one side, you have the MAGA base. They are thrilling at everything Trump is doing. I'm talking about the January 6ers, the ones who mock immigrants and trans people, the ones who want to bring back open segregation and white supremacy, the ones who think that women are nothing more than baby-making machines and objects of sexual plunder. That's one country, the ones who say drill, baby, drill, and deny science. But there's another country, tens of millions of us, who are opposed to all of this. This country is a bigger country. There are more of us, and we have our roots going back to those who stood up against slavery. Our roots go back to those who fought in the 1960s for black liberation, for women's liberation, against the unjust wars, the imperialist wars of the United States and Vietnam and elsewhere. We are the country that stood up against the so-called war on terror and the invasion of Iraq and the torture in Guantanamo. We are the people who want and recognize that love is love, no matter your gender or your sex. We are the ones who know that women are full human beings. We are the ones who stand up for Black lives. We are the ones who respect science and want to have a future, a planet to give to the future generations. And there are more of us. But here's the problem. Here's the problem. Whereas the Trump MAGA fascists have a section of the rulers who are fighting for what they want, who hate the same people they hate, who want the same nightmare they want. We, the decent country, do not have anybody in the halls of power fighting for the future that we want. This is a heavy thing. Yes, there are a few Democrats speaking up, but as a whole, the Democratic Party is not and will not stand up to this fascism the way it needs to be fought. They will not do this because they're more committed to the stability of their system than they are to what it would take to defeat this fascism. And the Democrats are relying on the institutions and the norms of this country, the very institutions and norms that Donald Trump is ignoring and shattering. So that's a losing strategy. And probably most of all, these Democrats won't fight the way they need to fight, the way this fascism needs to be fought, because these Democrats are afraid, not just of the fascists, but they are afraid of all of us. They're actually afraid of the decent country because they know that if we stand up and we start fighting, we're going to start demanding things that get outside the bounds of their system. So this doesn't mean that there's nothing we can do. What it means is we have to rely on ourselves.
Yes.
We have to rely on ourselves. And we have to be the force that goes out and gathers and mobilizes and rallies the decent people in this country to stand up themselves and each other, to not be demoralized and despairing, but to come out and fight together for the future we want. We have the power to defeat a fascist America if we come together and we exercise it. What this means is here today we are joined by rallies across this country, and Amina talked about it. There's been people in the streets, millions across this country, and that shows you the potential. But we in RefuseFascism.org are bringing a strategy. We're bringing the demand: the Trump Fascist Regime must go now. And you can't wait this out. It's not enough to protest symbolically and go home. We have to come out again and again and grow in our numbers until we create the kind of profound political realignment where those in power remove Trump because they cannot ignore what's coming from below, because the whole world sees us, because we see us, and we do not stop. So this today, as we march, we're going to be gathering others with us, but I want to put you on a mission after today to work with RefuseFascism.org, to join this movement, to dedicate your time, your energy, your talents, your creativity, your networks, your resources to growing this movement in the weeks to come and all the summer long, including on June 14th. It's a very important protest called across this country by Indivisible and others. No kings, right there. There's the sign, because on June 14th, it's Trump's birthday. And for his birthday, he is throwing himself a military parade. You guys heard about this? Yeah. And Trump's trying to send a message that the military is answerable to him. And they're purging the military of black generals, of female generals, of trans people. They're purging it to become a white supremacist, fascist instrument. And Trump is trying to exercise and flaunt that on June 14th. And across the country, and yes, in D.C., people have to come out and repudiate that. And we have to bring a message and a strategy into that to drive this regime from power. So join the RefuseFascism.org contingent to bring the fascist Trump regime must go now demand into that. Go to RefuseFascism.org and read the call to conscience, the call to act, which breaks down the strategy for how we can drive this regime out, sign it and spread it, and bring this movement to the millions who will be in the streets that day so that we can connect them up with a strategy to win. So with that, I want to once again thank you for coming out today. I want to ask you to put your fist in the air with me and take this pledge. In the name of humanity.
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 We refuse to accept.
We refuse to accept.
We refuse to accept.
We refuse to accept
a fascist America.
a fascist America.
Trump must go now.
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 Thank you very much.
Yeah.